So we all know that real estate is ridiculously overvalued. It has an immense premium to its actual intrinsic replacement cost, that is to say, the cost of the wood and the bricks and the mortar that was used to build the home. But nevertheless, even though people can't get into homes as easily as they once could, people who have homes are feeling more trapped than ever. The options when it comes to actually being able to access the equity you've put into your home are fairly limited. Well, now that has changed. We built Horizon to let U.S. homeowners like yourself stack Bitcoin using their home equity without additional debt, monthly payments, interest charges, or term limits. So what we're going to show you today is a couple of examples of real estate in the Bay Area that are extremely overvalued and how those exact same homes could use Horizon to stack Bitcoin. The first thing we're going to do, we have Zillow opened up here. We actually built a Chrome extension called Horizon Bitcoin Calculator. You could search that up and download it for yourself. You could also check out Opportunity Cost at opportunitycost.app. It's another great extension that lets you see prices in Bitcoin. So we're going to zoom in here to the Bay Area and just find an example of a home that we can use here. Let's go ahead and grab this one, $725,000. That looks quite nice, worth 6.123 BTC at current market prices. One of the cool features of the Chrome extension that we created is you can actually scroll down here and see the historical price data in Bitcoin terms. Obviously, this is the Zestimate in dollar terms, but if we go down here and we click View in Table, you can actually see the property value in Bitcoin over time, while the US dollar value has been pretty much climbing for the entire last decade, save for a couple of years, because of course this is the Bay Area. You can see the property value in Bitcoin terms has been in a non-stop descent. And that is because Bitcoin is a monetary asset that has been the best performing major macro asset over the last 12 years, relative to the S&P 500, relative to real estate investment trusts, relative to US treasuries, and many, many more. And so if we take this information that Bitcoin is appreciating faster than our home, you can see it clear as day in this chart here, then what can we do to act on that belief? Horizon offers an extremely efficient way for this homeowner or any other homeowner in the states that qualify to take a portion of this capital they've put into their house and efficiently turn it into cash to buy Bitcoin. So I'm going to flip over to the Horizon website and enter that address here. And the estimated property value is $721,000. Okay, wonderful. So assuming a mortgage balance of zero, the maximum this homeowner could withdraw is $155,889, roughly, using Horizon in tax-free cash for the purposes of going and buying Bitcoin. Now, assuming a 30% Bitcoin compound annual growth rate over this 10-year investment duration, which is what Bitcoin's doing currently, and a roughly 3% home appreciation rate, which, if you remember the graph we saw for this home, the price history for this home, it might be even less, then ultimately these are the numbers you come up with. You'll be able to buy $155K worth of Bitcoin today, and the future Bitcoin value in 10 years, given that assumption, will be $2.1 million. After your contract payoff, that makes for a net investment return of $1.66 million. So that illustrates the power of Horizon. You're taking this dormant, trapped capital and transforming it into an asset that you believe in much more, and that has historically much more staying power than if the equity were to just sit in your house. Let's take one more example. Let's go back to Zillow here, and we'll click out, and we'll find just another home in the area. This one looks interesting, $1.3 million. Let's see if we could find it here. Another one, $1.3 million on the other side of the bay. Perfect. Gorgeous house, 10.99 BTC. That is the potential of this house if you sold it and flipped it into cash. But most people do not want to sell the home that they live in. Obviously, they're planning on having a family. They already have a family. And so the last thing, chances are, you'd probably want to do is sell your house for cash, because then you can't live anywhere. Horizon allows you to transform the capital you've put into your home into BTC in an efficient manner without adjusting your lifestyle for monthly payments or interest, and without selling. That's the true beauty of it. Once again, we see here the property value in Bitcoin over time has gone down and down and down. The current market value is $1.3 million, or just under 11 Bitcoin. Let's see how much of that we can swap into BTC using the power of Horizon. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to change my address up here. And using the exact same growth assumptions here, a 30% Bitcoin compound annual growth rate, which is what it is doing now. These are for illustrative purposes only. And a home growth rate of 3%. This is the outcome we come up with. We can swap out $285,062 of equity from this home into tax-free cash to buy Bitcoin. And if these assumptions hold, the future Bitcoin value in this illustrative scenario is $3.929 million for a net investment return after the contract payoff of over $3 million US. So all this is to say, this is the transformative power of Horizon. In 15 US states today, homeowners, if they qualify, can utilize this process. Rather than selling their home to buy Bitcoin, they can efficiently transform the capital that's sitting in their home into Bitcoin without monthly payments, interest charges, term limits, or tacking on new debt. And the beautiful thing about Horizon is that you can extend this to any term limit you'd like. If you want to do something that's 8 years, you totally can. If you want to go all the way out to 15 years, you absolutely can. Of course, given diminishing marginal returns, these are illustrative assumptions only. Chances are Bitcoin's average return yearly may diminish over time now that it's a $2 trillion asset. But the reality is here, folks, Bitcoin has maintained an extremely high CAGR relative to other assets for years, if not the past decade. And as such, many homeowners are feeling FOMO. Horizon has created a way that rather than selling your home or taking on new debt in order to purchase Bitcoin, you can efficiently transform the equity you've already put into your home if you're in a qualifying state and you have a qualifying mortgage balance into Bitcoin. Again, without monthly payments, without interest charges, without term limits, and without any share in the Bitcoin upside. So if you are interested in learning more about this, you could go to joinhorizon.com and use our calculator today to see what your home's Bitcoin potential is. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for today's video. Make sure to stay up to date with everything Horizon is doing by following this X handle or following the YouTube account wherever you're watching this video. Stay tuned for more. Check out the website, and I'll talk to you soon.